Good afternoon, everybody. We have some amazing changes coming tomorrow on the PTR. I am so excited. So let's check them out. So this was just talked about literally days ago, but it's already going to be here tomorrow. So we're going to get the Starstone Barrows and Amrine Expedition mashup. Greetings, adventurers. A tournament is an ever-evolving world, and as such, we continue our efforts in providing an assortment of ongoing new features, content, and changes. The PTR will officially open tomorrow, October 27th. To maximize world population and encourage group play, we will open with 2 worlds available, US East PTR 1 and EU PTR 1, for this playtest cycle, located within US East and EU Central regional data centers, respectively. You may have to change your client regional selection from the main menu in order to discover your intended test world. Existing test characters have been wiped for this cycle to ensure thorough testing of the early game experience changes and ensure feedback is evaluated at the same difficulty benchmarks as we roll out new features across the next several weeks. If you encounter a bug, exploit, or have suggestions to improve a feature or piece of content, we'd love to hear your feedback on our PTR subforum. You can also utilize our in-game feedback tool. We'll do our best to address as much of your feedback as possible before the content update makes its way to our live servers. Your participation will help us to deliver awesome content and updates in the future. So, major updates. During this iteration of the PTR, we look forward to hearing your playtest feedback on the following changes: new Mutated Expedition, Starstone Barrows, and Amrine Mashup. This new take on Starstone Barrows includes a special appearance. Players will revisit parts of the Amrine expedition and face both the intrepid Simon Gray and Foreman Nakashima. Challenge the expedition to find out more. We're also getting some crafting and refining station tier changes. So we're making 2 major changes to improve the trade skill leveling experience. The Forge, Outfitting Station, Workshop, and Arcane Repository now offer Azoth discounts for relevant recipes. Tier 3 is going to have a 20% discount, Tier 4 is going to have a 30% discount, and Tier 5 is going to have a 45% discount. Certain recipes will no longer be gated behind tiers. So, crafting stations, most procedural weapon and armor recipes, arcane repositories, stat potions like health, mana, regen, and focus, and elemental recipes, and for the kitchen, health and mana foods. Refining station, Tier 3 unlocks recipe level is less than or equal to 100 and not legendary. Tier 4 unlocks recipe level is 150 and not legendary. And Tier 5 unlocks recipe level is 200 or legendary at any recipe level. Stone cutting, all gem cutting is no longer gated, but gem fusions remain gated behind relevant tiers. Joining companies unfactioned. Players no longer need to be in a faction to join a company, but companies must still declare a faction. Non-faction affiliated members may not become the governor or participate in wars. Rolling PTR updates, so stay tuned to the PTR section of the forums for updates on when the following features will become available. Group Finder active lobby counts. Players can now see the number of active lobbies for each expedition, both on the map tooltip and the expedition entrance screen. Shell Company mitigation. We will implement the following changes to make shell companies less effective at owning multiple territories. So there's going to be a daily war limit. Players will have a limit of 1 defensive war and 1 attacking war per world, and this resets daily at 5 a.m. server time. These limits will apply to both, even if you have 2 different characters in the same world. War roster restrictions. Participating companies will have a limited number of mercenaries they can recruit. Attacking companies up to 40 mercenaries, defending companies up to 15 mercenaries, and the remaining slots are reserved for their company members. Company switching cooldowns. When leaving a company, players will start a 72-hour cooldown on fighting in a defensive war and earning influence for any company toward war declaration eligibility. The cooldown begins once a player leaves. Any influence earned will still count towards the player's faction. Leaderboards. Leaderboards will reward players, companies, and factions across the following categories: Mutated Expeditions, Faction War, Verse Environment, Verse Players, and Trade Skills. Every category contains subcategories. For example, Faction War includes territory control score, finish in the top 10 of any leaderboard at the end of weekly, monthly, or quarterly rotations for exclusive skins, achievements, and titles. Rewards cannot be earned in the PTR. PTR client access. The special preview client will be made available for download to the standalone Steam application, New World Public Test Realm, which should already be in your Steam library if you own the game. When the test period is complete and the main New World game is updated with the previewed content, the PTR world will shut down and may be wiped clean. You will continue to see the New World PTR application in your Steam library, but there will not be an active server until the next time we announce a public test. So the PTR backstory loadouts. Upon character creation on the PTR, players will be given multiple caches of special armor and weapons. Each cache has a designation based upon a general build and main attribute, either con, dex, int, focus, and strength. To help manage the sudden onset of new items, do not open all provided caches at once. I've done this many times, or you'll risk becoming encumbered. Instead, equip all provided bags and then follow up with opening each cache deliberately. Any undesired caches can be dropped or deposited into your personal settlement storage. And because so many people were messaging me saying, can you help me move? I'm encumbered. I've probably helped out 10 or 15 people because they just opened everything. Don't do that. If you want to know how to get started and what to open, what everything does and the best way to do things, check out my PTR guide. I kind of go over all that stuff just because I was so sick of having to stop what I was doing and help people, because anybody that asked me, I would stop what I was doing and go and help them. So this is just a PTR fact. This page will be in the description, so check it out if you guys have any questions about the PTR. And that's it. So this is pretty exciting. I do have to work tomorrow, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to get in there and, test it until after work. So probably see some other great videos come out from other content creators. So good luck, and let's go. This is exciting. Good stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.